Hi there. So today we're going to be taking a look at a cordless handheld planer. So let's go ahead and take this out of the box and see what we got. Got a little tool for tightening up things. Not a clue. Another little piece. And I'm assuming this won't have too many pieces to it. I guess this is your guide for making sure that you're nice and straight whenever you're planing. And then the planer itself. All right. So this is obviously where the battery goes. And down here is where the planer is. You got a blade that goes across here. Looks like you can take them out and maybe sharpen them. And it looks like we're looking at 2 blades on the wheel. So what we have here is, this is the belt that runs the whole thing. So if you ever need to replace it or it breaks, you can just take this side off and get a new belt for it. This tool here is to take the blades off and on, and I'm sure that that's just a standard socket size, so you can take that off with any socket. The way this works is, this is the part that goes across the part that you're going to be planing, and this is your main level area, and this drops down below the line of the blades. So basically you just want to lay it down flat, make sure that you're at 0, make sure everything is flat, and you can see that by looking at the line here. And then if I want to bring this up the other way, if I want to take off a certain amount, I just bring this down past the blades, and you can see that that's now down below that, and that will take off that much of the blade path. And you can see that this is now lower than that. So that's how you set your depth. So as you run this across the board, it will start chewing away whatever you had there. And this will be your main piece that holds the line, the flatness. I'm going to be using this on a pair of steps that we have outside that has been off kilter. And I'm going to get it all nice and smooth so that you don't hit your toe just wrong. So we'll go out and do that. You have some tools here. This one is for setting your depth. If you want to make sure that you're running along the outside of the board correctly and you don't want to go too far in or out, you can actually set that using that and then tighten that up. And then we also have a tool holder and a sharpening stand that comes with it also. But this is how we'll be using it. And you just use a 20-volt lithium ion pack for these. You plug it in, you're good to go. You have a safety switch here, and you have the trigger here. The trigger will not go in unless the safety switch is pushed, and that's what it does. And you can see it spinning. And that will literally chew off the wood that you have. So I'm actually going to bring this back down and get it flat because I don't want to take off too much. And then you can adjust this as you're going to make sure you get the depth that you want to get. That right there is 0. So I'm going to take it down a turn to be about 1 millimeter. So let's go try it out. So this is what I'm going to try to take down. There's a lip here that your foot can get caught on. So I took a couple of screws out down through here to make sure the blade doesn't get caught. And I'm just going to run it down the side of this to try to even this out. Let's see what we got. Put that one back in. But now this is a lot more smooth of a transition here. And it looks like I'm about the right height. So I'm just going to go ahead and continue it on. Bring that down a little more. I'm going to try to bring that down a little bit more. Alright, so I made, this was a 0.5 and this is a 1. So now I'm going to hit this one over here with the 0.5 also to give a nice smooth transition. So now, when I put these screws back in, that'll draw it down nice and tight. Alright, so it's definitely an interesting way of using the planer. It's not exactly what you're supposed to do, but it gives the exact idea of what it does. And now I have a nice smooth transition that my toe is not going to get caught. And as you can tell back there, I didn't get clear back to the back. This is attached to the house, and I just can't get back there far enough just because it's attached to the house, and I'm not going to unattach it. But that's fine because the door closes outside there and nobody steps there, so I'm not worried about that. So as you can see, it worked very well. I I can't ask for better than that. That's fantastic. So it's adjustable. It works well. You can see how it just spit the stuff out right out away from it. So definitely happy with how it worked, and it did exactly what I wanted to do. So if you're looking for a handheld planer, check it out.